Alright. See what I can do for these viewers. Oh, by the way, hello viewers. Another beautiful day. Hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good or excellent. Hey. Alright. Listen to this. Majority fans say 30 FPS in games is acceptable with good frame pacing. As long as it's locked and consistent. So majority, so the people that are complaining if a game is not if a game is not 60 FPS, those people are not the majority. They like to act like they like to act like the majority. They like to speak like they're the majority, but they're not the majority. The majority says 30 FPS in games is acceptable. Yeah, 30, 35 FPS, 40, somewhere around there. Long as the game is running good at that frame rate, it should be good. But to other people, it's not. But anyway, it says here, Rockstar recently dropped the second trailer for GTA 6, and based on the visuals analysis, predict it will be locked to 30 FPS. This has again raised the question whether 30 FPS is good enough for games in 2025 when 60 FPS has become the standard. According to the survey, most fans believe that 30 FPS is acceptable when the frames are smooth and consistent, as this generally leads to a good experience. Why it matters, 60 FPS is notably smoother than 30 FPS, but having the latter is consistent. It can deliver a very good gameplay, especially with the single player games. It says here, in a thread on NeoGAF, the fans reveal that while they do prefer 60 FPS, so 30 FPS isn't something that has held them back. If the game is good, however, while it is fine with single player, a higher FPS is necessary for multiplayer. Fans say that 30 FPS is fine as long as the frame pacing is good and the FPS is locked at the number. They also say that it depends on the game. Like third-person titles, the lower FPS is much more acceptable. And then it says here, nonetheless, based on the hardware we have now, 60 FPS is acceptable in most games. Achievable. Some titles like Hellblade are so cinematic that 30 FPS feel much better for them. So while 30 FPS is fine, 60 FPS should now be the norm. And then it says GTA 6 trailer was entirely captured on PS5, which is still highly impressive. While the analysis say it will be locked at 30 FPS, it will be appreciable if some Rockstar managed to hit the higher FPS, at least within the Pro console. Well, that is the end of that. Any comment from the debaters? No. This article is from Tech for Gamers. Speaking of Grand Theft Auto, Grand Theft Auto right now. Let's see here. Let me see something here. To me, Rockstar had a little momentum when it comes to Grand Theft Auto 6. Grand Theft Auto 6. They had a nice little momentum, and remember, they decide to delay the game until May of next year. But remember, I told you, in today's gaming world, you need DLCs and expansion. So based on the first trailer, right? The first trailer, Grand Theft Auto. Let's see here. What do we got? let me see, Rockstar. The first trailer. Let's see, Rockstar. The first trailer has 200. The first trailer has 258 million views, and now the that's within that's like 1 year, right? They say 1 year, and now the second trailer has 100 and the first trailer has 258 million views, or what's that? 250 million views, and then the second trailer has 101 million views in about 5 days. So with Grand Theft Auto, with the two trailers out, if you take that number now, probably I would say most people. I would say most people. I mean, I would say okay, not most people. I would say the average person. Say the average person probably watch a Grand Theft Auto trailer about, say, 3 or 4 times. So if you take 101 million views and then 250 million views, add those together, and divide that by like say 3 or 4, then you'll probably get the answer of like how many people planning on getting Grand Theft Auto 6 when it comes out. But I say that to say this, like Rockstar, they had a momentum, and now that I looked this up, it's been a year since the first trailer. So to me, when I said today's games need DLCs and expansion to build them, I thought they should have released the game this year. I thought they should have, released the games this year, and then whatever feedbacks they're getting, whatever feedback that they're getting, they should use that to build a game. A live feedback is better in today's gaming world than saying that you're going to delay a game and then all of a sudden you're gonna wait another year before you finally release it. So to me, they should have released the game this year, and then whatever feedback they're getting, they should use it to build Grand Theft Auto 6. Because today's games, they're open world, they're so big, there's no such thing as a one and done. A game just come out and that's it, no updates and that's it. That stuff don't exist in video games. Today's games, you need DLCs and expansion to build them. So to me, Rockstar should have released the game this year instead of waiting till next year to do it. Do it this year, and then whatever feedback you get back from the fans, you take that and then use it to build to build a game, because you're going to need it. And instant and live feedback is better. I watched Rare Studios did this with Sea of Thieves. When the game came out, a lot of people were trying to talk bad about the game, but Rare had a user base, and when they started off with that small user base that they had, that number, it blossomed into about, what was it, 30 million players on Xbox? 30 million players on Xbox? And then now, the game now is even bigger now, because it's on the PlayStation platform now. So in today's gaming world, you need DLCs and expansion to build games. And like I told you before, communication is big in video games. So you have to communicate now with developers, to see things through. So Rockstar waiting until next year, to so they can wait until next year so they can release the game. I wouldn't do that, because the reason I wouldn't do that is because of the feedback that they got from all the views from the first trailer. I would have used that. I would have released the game then, and then with 250 million views. And like I said, the average person probably watched the trailer like 3 or 4 times. So you divide that by 3, you see the number is. With all those people that buys the game, if the game was released this year, that's enough feedback to give to Rockstar so they can, add their updates as they go. Just saying, So yeah, you have to do things in real time now, So yeah, because of the way social media is and how big communication is. Okay. Now, for games now, not every game. I mean, first-person shooters. If a game is running, say 30 FPS, 40 FPS, 50 FPS, still good. People that demand that a game has to be 60 FPS all the time. That's not being realistic. I mean, sure you gotta have 60 FPS in like in first-person shooters, or say like in a game like that deal with combat, like say like a Mech Warrior, Gundam, Titanfall. The games like that need 60 FPS, but not every game needs it, man. So to me, the people that complain about 60 FPS, they are not the majority. The majority is like, okay, give us 30, give us 40, give us 30, 35, 40, 45, FPS, and we're good, So, but some people, they think they're the majority, when it comes to this frame stuff. So not every game has to be 60 FPS, man. So yeah, I think if Grand Theft Auto comes out next year, it's still gonna need DLCs and expansion to fix the game, It's still gonna need it. That's why I said, I wish Rockstar would have released the game now, and then take the blueprint that Rare created when they were talking to their user base and they were updating the community and stuff. Take that route and then build Grand Theft Auto 6 that way, So because now you're doing it in real time versus like, oh, I'm going to delay the game until another year, and then the user base of Grand Theft Auto is just sitting there in limbo, like, okay, we got another year to wait, So yeah, so I thought they should have released the game. I mean, if a game is not finished, okay, it's not finished, but still, even if it's not finished, that doesn't mean you leave your user base in limbo. You got to communicate with them and talk to them, and so yeah, and then take it from there. Because when that game come out next year, when Grand Theft Auto come out next year, they're going to need some DLCs and expansions to really fix that game. They're going to need some DLCs and expansions, and little updates here and there to fix that game, But, yeah, but as far as games go, being 60 FPS, okay, games that deal with speed and tempo and all that, they might need 60 FPS, but other games really don't need it, man. So, I'll tell you the truth, 50 FPS is good, or 45, yeah. But then that 60 FPS though is a individual thing, So, but the people that complain about a game not being 60 FPS, they are not the majority. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this video for y'all to enjoy though. Nice talking to you people again. Crystal, Star Wars, Star Trek, Board, Dark Side. Peace.